survived the wind.
Good glory.
Yeah,
It's still windy at my house.
Is it?
We have 2 more trees down this morning. Like, I live in a little baby forest, so like it's totally expected. I think we lost like 5 or 6 trees total.
Holy cow.
So yeah.
We didn't lose anything.
But like that's the nice thing about living in a condo and having an HOA is like
they take care
not
of it.
my problem. I pay my dues so that somebody else handles it.
Yeah. We have some, cause our new house is super new, and so we have like baby pine trees.
Mm-hmm.
But they all survived, dude. Every single one of them, like champs. So we did take our Halloween. Yeah, I said it. I have a Halloween wreath up. Do something. Say something. We celebrate Halloween, September and October.
Well, it's like it's just not long enough.
No, it's not.
I know
It's my
several people who
favorite-
do.
It's my
So.
favorite holiday. Absolute favorite holiday. So we did take that off the door because, you know, I didn't want that beauty ruined.
Yeah.
But did our house held up like a champ.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we didn't lose any shingles. I mean,
Yay.
again, the house was like 8-year-old, so I hope we
Right.
wouldn't. But yeah, we were totally good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we survived. I did, however, so I had some orders that I had to get to the post office first thing Tuesday morning because the post office was closed Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So occasionally I throw, you know, all these big heavy boxes in the car, and we drive up to the first post office that's closest to our house in Clearfield, and it's closed because they have no power. So then I'm like, okay, well, let's just go up to the one in East Layton.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. East Layton was crazy.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I drive a Volkswagen Atlas. Those cars are freaking heavy.
Yeah.
And then I have all of these weighted blankets in the back of the car. So my car was like heavy, right? It's weighted down. And we are just so crazy. And there's just crap flying everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a billboard where the wrapper or the whatever they put on.
The wrap?
The billboard,
Yeah.
the wrap, yeah.
Yeah.
Kim's flying off at us. I was like, oh crap! And then fortunately, it got wrapped, or it got stuck on somebody's tire, so it didn't cover the car. But I was like, oh crap, that could be a bad situation.
Yeah.
It was nuts. So then we went to check on my grandpa's grave, make sure everything was okay there, because he has like a gated plot, and so we have a tree there, and so I went to make sure his tree was okay. But they had 7 or 8 huge trees that had fallen down, and I didn't see if they'd hit any headstones, but I hope they didn't, because that would be
that's a mess. The whole entire state of northern Utah, is a mess. Clearly, I need to drink this.
We can go to the state of southern Utah too.
It is like there's something getting me on the back of this every time I pick it up. I'm not really sure what to think of that.
Sticky.
It's not sticky. I think it's just steam. But anyway, if you watch this and you don't live in Utah, we've had like Category 2 hurricane winds for 4 days now. Well, I don't think that they've sustained over those 4 days, but we've had
really
high
like
winds.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, high winds for like
It's been nuts.
ever.
My grandma, my cute little old 4'6", 88-ish old grandma, still has no power. She calls me every hour for an update on when she's gonna have power again. And I'm like,
It's so
watch out.
hard. Yeah, there's like
No power.
at one point there were almost 200,000 people without power. Now it's like 100,000.
It's crazy. And
But we're going on like day 3 of no power.
so everything in our fridge,
Yeah.
like,
We're so lucky. Like, I think at one point, so in the area in Ogden that we live in, there are 40,000 residents.
yeah.
Of those 40,000, only 2,500 people had power. We were one of them. Like in our studio and our condo. Like I was like, what is our luck?
Yeah.
So this power is brought to you by good luck. Because nobody has power right now. So that's a fun thing.
Yeah. We had
Anyway.
power at our house the whole time. We never lost it.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for that. And then in my office, we didn't have it for a little bit, but it was on like midday, and internet was back and restored and all of its glory, so it wasn't too bad. But my kids didn't have school, so we just hung out. And I worked a little bit from home.
Dude, I swear
made
it's like
cookies.
The state of Utah is trying to be normal. We like send our kids back to school and then this happens. They're like, no school. Like we're on the struggle bus. The whole state of Utah is on the struggle bus. And we're probably not going to get off until at least 2021. So let's just be real about that. But anyway, what are we drinking today?
I have a latte with honey and cinnamon. It's delicious.
And I did a dirty chai with 2 shots because I've already had 2 cups of coffee and some bacas. I call them bacas or BCAAs with caffeine. So I'm like, I really don't need to keep continuing down this caffeine road.
Probably okay at this.
So we'll do something a little sweet with just a little bit of espresso.
Yeah.
So
Good.
super fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So what's new with business this week?
We are getting ready to launch our new lines.
Ooh,
no,
cool.
I guess, sorry, not new lines, new colors within the lines.
Ooh, fun.
We're just staying with the 3 lines, but they'll have
new colors.
Yep, the Moxie line and the Lexi line will have new colors. So we're
What
super
colors?
excited
Do we get to
about
know or do we have to wait?
You have to wait.
Oh man.
You have to be subscribed
She
to our
is.
email list to know, or follow Moxie Blankets on social media. But there's one that I think is gonna go absolutely gangbusters because it's beautiful. It's really pretty. It's nothing that I typically would ever do. But then after, like I saw it and I was like, wow, this is like really pretty. I would totally buy this. So excited for that.
Now I'm just over here wondering what the colors are gonna be.
Yes. If
Super
you-
excited.
If you follow our social media, a couple weeks ago, I did yay or nay on some color combos, and some of those made the list. So
Good to know.
if you
Good to
did
know.
it, then
That's
they're there.
exciting.
But one thing I was thinking about on our way up here, I want to check on those moms who have kids right now, who work full time, own their business, or even work for somebody else, and are homeschooling. Because holy crap, it's a whole nother level of you better be freaking organized,
Right.
or you're gonna see.
It's insane.
And I mean, I'm hearing so many people say, I have to make a choice. Do I help my son with homework or do I work? You know, why is that a freaking choice you have to make? I hate that. I don't like that at all. But with where we are right now, yeah, you do. And you know, I would think that there's a lot of teachers that go into this being lenient, and that's great. But dude, it's my kid's education, so how lenient can I really be? You know, I already feel like there's so many kids that are going to be behind.
Yeah,
because
it's
of
such
this.
a tricky.
It's a slippery slope, man.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the schools are struggling with supplies. Like we're in the junior league, we're doing a drive for school supplies because normally they get donated items, but this year, due to COVID, none of those items can be used. They have to do all new ones. They don't even have drinking fountains. You have to have a water bottle.
Yep.
So think about all the kids who don't have water bottles. They're just not getting to drink.
They're not drinking all day
And
long.
then, like, going home to do your homework or like doing online assignments, if your family doesn't have internet, what do you do? So
you have to. And there's a couple. Oh my gosh, I forget who it is, but
It's
there's
Comcast.
Is it Comcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have that, but then
But in our area, we can't get Comcast.
well, and there's
So
people
we
that
don't-
can't
we
afford
don't
$10 a month. So we're also doing a drive. I'm gonna just do a shameless little plug here for the community. We're also
like
doing
it.
a drive for Wi-Fi hotspots for the schools. So they will own them and they can put parameters on them so the kids can't go outside of the websites that they've specified.
Right. It's just for
but
school.
it's for them, they can check it out, take it home, and then bring it back. So the school gets to keep it forever. And I feel like that's a huge deal because all the kids are gonna have some kind of tablet to work on this year.
Yep.
So I feel like that's really big. So we, and there's actually an article coming out in the Standard today about it. So
Good.
if you guys want to see my name mentioned in the paper, they interviewed me, even though it's totally my team that's doing it 100%. I'm just overseeing the operations. So it's really exciting.
That's so funny. My name was mentioned in the paper too.
Oh, today?
Standard.
Or
last
different day?
week.
Oh, nice.
Because I do the marketing for the Bickering Sisters restaurant. And they just opened their location at the airport, which is amazing. If you want to eat on a patio and have cool entertainment, go eat there and watch the planes fly in and out. It's actually quite entertaining.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. But it was so funny because I do all the marketing, so I sent out the press release and did all that. So these reporters and stuff are calling me, and then they're quoting me, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
You're like, that's not my
It's
business.
not my business.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's how I felt. I'm like,
you wanna quote the business owner,
Yeah.
don't quote me. And it just says, Jamie Furness, their marketing representative, which is accurate. I am their marketing representative.
But you just kind of feel like,
it's not my business.
Is this?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt. I mean, I'm the community director, so it kind of makes sense that
Yeah,
I would
I would think that
represent the
would,
team. But I'm just such a person that's like,
Sure,
I
yeah.
didn't do this work. I oversee this work.
Yeah.
This is a big deal, and I'm super
Totally
proud
get
of my
that.
team for putting it together. But it's so I'm excited to see. We actually haven't even sent out our press releases yet. They heard about it because it's like our first week of the drive, and I guess they found it. So I'm like, that's cool. It's even it's better when you get noticed.
That's one thing I will give the Ogden Standard Examiner is they are really good at finding stories.
Yes, they are.
Like local
They're
community.
proactive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really
I
nice.
do. I really like that about.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we can like make that our business tip. Oh my gosh, I'm spilling everywhere. So if you own a small business, you don't have to wait to get noticed by media. You can actually reach out to media directly.
Send them out. Send those press releases out.
So, and if you haven't written a press release before, or if you're not sure what that even is, Google it.
Oh,
Google has like templates that you can just like fill
million
in.
and one templates that you can fill out.
Yeah.
And the one thing, make sure your spelling is correct because they won't go and rewrite it for you. So if you have typos, those typos will be printed. Make sure your grammar is correct.
Yeah, but you can also so you can do that for newspapers and radio, but you can also contact the local news stations. They love highlighting small businesses. Like it's usually during their like daytime hours, so you're not gonna get like prime or anything unless your stuff is like just that good. They might feature it, but you can just contact the reps at the little
any local stations. And then as far as press, like nationwide or even worldwide, there's tons of different PR companies that you can send it to, and then they will distribute it for you.
Okay,
that's really great option as well. But again, check your spelling, check your grammar. I will never forget. I was 18. I was fresh out of high school, and I was working for a company in New York, and I sent out the very first press release, and I had one teeny tiny typo, and I'm dyslexic. Not that that's an excuse. I should know better than to send it out without really going through it. But I had swapped like an O and a U and like through or something like that. And oh my gosh, I got the biggest piece of hate mail in my entire life. And I was like, I still to this day remember it.
Yeah.
And it was they had printed it off, and they had totally highlighted that in red pen. You know red pen because your teachers use red pen.
Yep.
So I was like, I can't breathe. Like it was horrible.
Yeah.
It just like that letter just made me feel just absolutely awful. So don't go through that. Make sure you read everything thoroughly. Yeah. Make sure you do a good job. Yeah. Have somebody else use Grammarly.
Yeah,
that would work too.
Yeah, but it's a great way to get the word out about your business if it's something that you can get in the habit of. I am terrible at it, but when I have interns, we're good at it. So, I mean,
see, and I'm the opposite of that. I want all the press I can get. I want my name out there. Not my name, but I want Moxie Blanket's names out there. So anytime I have the opportunity to send out press, I'm like, excuse me, I'm press.
Here, we're doing this thing. Look at us. Yeah, no, it's a really good way for your marketing, but
and it's great for your SEO if you send it to one of the companies that distribute it for you. We've had pickups from like USA Today, and we made Google's news lists and things like that by using these third-party companies. So they can be very beneficial. And then you'll show up on like the most random places, and you're like.
Oh, and use Mention. Do you use Mention?
I don't know what that
I
is.
can't remember what the website is, but it's a free service that like scans the different sites for mentions of your keywords. So you can put your brand name in it, and anytime anybody's talking about your brand name, it shoots you an email and says,
Oh, I have Google Alerts that does that.
you were mentioned
Yeah.
here this day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like make sure you use that, because then you will know how your stuff is paying off.
Yeah.
But
Yep, absolutely.
yeah.
I've got Google Alerts set up for all sorts of keywords.
Yeah.
So,
So, as far as my business goes, there have been some changes over the past week. I think it's something that I kind of want to put out there for any other small business owners to think about too, if you're not already doing it, which you probably are. But I've had a Facebook group for a while. It's just for customers. I mean, really it's for anybody. Anybody can join, but it's for like customers, and it's like our VIP lounge, right? Where we can talk about product. They get to know about sales first. They help us determine sales. Like we did a fun thing where everybody picked their top 3, and then we put those into a bundle for $30, which guys, like the retail value of that was $65, and they all just like snatched it up for $30. So that was
which totally
fun.
sucks because I just bought my freaking 3 like
Shit, was
2
it
weeks
those
ago.
3?
I don't even know if I.
Yeah,
Because I saw the thing, but then I don't think I went back and looked what the 3 were.
the 3 ended up being the Hippie Glow, the
Which I
Hippie Mist, and the Hippie Honey.
Oh,
So,
okay. Nope, those aren't my top 3.
Yeah.
I do use the Hippie Mist, and I do use the Glow.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorites are, I love the serum.
The hyaluronic serum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use
Yeah.
that faithfully from here up. Here up. See? No wrinkles, just little crinkles.
She looks amazing.
Just little crinkles. No wrinkles yet.
And yeah, so we did that. But I'm starting a new thing in that group. Somebody actually recommended it to me because it was another person who had a products business similar to mine that I was on the phone with, and they took a huge hit during COVID, and she was like, we pivoted and we had one of our best sales months ever. And I was like,
Ooh, what'd you do?
do tell.
Yeah. Seriously, I'm like,
Which, like,
tell me more.
it's just interesting because I have pretty decent engagement in that Facebook group. But I feel like I haven't really explored the potential of that group yet. So what they did, and they did this daily, but I'm just gonna do it weekly, is they went live every day and they talked about different products or like pain points, right? So they're like, here's where the struggle is, whatever. But they did a giveaway for one of the people attending and then whoever they invited to attend. So it's a good way to get more people.
So you got
in the group.
a point if you attended and a point for people you invited.
Yeah, and they have to be on the live video. So like if they're not currently on there when you do the drawing, then they don't win. So it's like kind of cool. So I did the first one yesterday. It was a lot of fun. I did the hippie.
You invited me to that.
I did.
And then I tried to click it
And it was like already done.
Yeah. And I was like,
I didn't really.
Wait, what
I'm
the heck?
short. I like to keep it short and sweet. I don't want to be on for like 15 minutes because we're all busy. We have shit we gotta
nobody
get done.
has time to sit there and watch that.
Yeah.
For
So
hours.
I think it was like a total of maybe 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I even like waited for some people to hop on, but so we did the hippie skin origin story, which like it's just kind of fun because it sounds like a movie. Makes me think of Wolverine, who I love.
I like it.
I love you, Hugh. So anyway, so that was a lot of fun, and we're gonna do it every Wednesday. So I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. But yeah, and I think it is like
Facebook.
Yeah.
You don't do it on Instagram.
No, just in the private Facebook group. Like it's not even on your Facebook page. It's your
It's just that group.
Yeah. Because I'm
interested to see how that goes.
It does work.
Did you
really,
see about good sales yesterday?
Actually, yeah, and I haven't.
Did you? Wow,
I haven't looked to see where they came from, but last night I was like, why? Because I have a little like cash register thing on my phone, cha-ching, cha-ching, and it kept going off last night after that, and I was like, no. But then I was like, maybe. I don't know.
Awesome if you did.
And that's the thing is that group is people who are interested in our brand. They've tried our products,
How many people are in that group?
I think like 250. So not a ton, but that's my highest level of engagement of anything I do, because these are people who have said, yes, I want to know more about what Hippie Skin's doing.
And did you see how many people joined your live? Or how many people viewed it?
I think I had about 15. Which, like,
I would say that was good.
Because normally,
you've ever done it.
Yeah, like normally I go live, but I don't schedule it.
Yeah, I do
and it
that
makes
too.
more sense to schedule it, because then more people can know about it and go. So it was kind of just like a little test run, and next week we'll have to see like what happens. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm like, I can get on there one day a week, and because it's something I wanted to do, is like talk about our products more, you know. So yeah. Just like the different things, like behind formulation, production, all of it. So,
yeah, I saw your Hippie Honey one.
Oh my gosh, like honey, it's so fun to watch. I have watched it like 5 times. I'm like, and that's a time lapse, so that's sped up, and it's still slow.
Wow,
it took me probably 10 minutes to pour all those, and it's in a time lapse that's like what, like I think a minute long.
Yeah, it's quick.
So
it was super quick.
So if you want to know what we're talking about, you can go over to Hippie Skin's Instagram at hippie.skin, and we have this like, it's me pouring honey into the jars. It's like it's just like one of those Zen things that you can watch all day. So
it's like the oddly satisfying, like you know when that was like the thing where you're like oddly satisfying things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like we're super chatty today. Sorry if this is longer. Do you have the sexism of the week?
I don't really know. I would just say to the general public, this happened to be a male who did this. When somebody is tipping you in a situation where you typically don't get tipped, don't look at the amount and then be like, don't ever do that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The people who delivered our furniture, I know Utah's not big tipping, okay?
Yeah.
So they were at my house for literally 15 minutes, 2 guys, and I tipped them each $20 for their 15 minutes of time. And he just kind of looked at it and was like it wasn't good enough. Homeboy, you are a delivery man.
I don't think I've ever tipped my furniture delivery guy. Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing. Sorry, guys.
I was like, I will tip you all day long because I don't have to put that crap together. I do not love putting furniture together. My daughter, on the other hand, is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And there were these 2 dressers that we really, really liked that matched our rooms really well from IKEA. Mm-hmm. Well, if you've ever gone to IKEA, you know you gotta put that shit together, right? And it's awful. It's painful. Girl whipped them out like they were nothing. I was like,
that's awesome. I like putting stuff together too. So is Taylor. Well, he doesn't, but he does. Like, he's really good at it, but he doesn't like doing it. Yeah. So, all right.
So that's just what.
So today we learned that you tip
grateful for freaking
delivery people. Oh man. All right. Well,
I tip anybody who makes my life easier.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Like, because if I had to put that stuff together, it would have probably taken me a whole entire day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and like if you go out to eat, tip people more than you normally do. They are struggling. There's just not very much business. We went to Utah for date night last Friday, and we ate out on the patio, and our waitress, she was struggling, like, but she was so cute and so conversational. And we go to leave, and I'm like, give her a big tip. And but then I had cash, and so like he pulls out a 10, and I'm like, no, do a 20. Like think about like what you would normally tip as more, and then double that. And if you can't do that, then maybe don't go out to eat right now. I don't know. No, that's the opposite, because they need more people to go out to eat. But just think about like being a little bit more generous, because these people are still only making $2.13 an hour, and that is not okay. So
yeah, that's one thing that I never understood. However, I'm like, if you give me crappy service, you will get the base of 20% of a tip. I'm not tipping you anything over than that if you give me crappy service and you're rude. Like,
I don't typically find rude people.
I've only had
where do you eat?
I've only had a few experiences where I was like, really? Like,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a waitress. Like, you're supposed to be like
Yeah.
above and beyond so that you can get that good tip. But when you're like making smug comments, I'm like,
not good.
yeah, no,
Not good.
You're not gonna get.
I mean, like
Extra.
within reason, you guys. If they deserve the tip, give them it. If you can,
Dude,
give
if you
them
give
more.
us bomb service and here's the key, folks. If you're super cute with my kids, you're gonna get a big fat tip.
Yeah.
Like you just are, you know. Because when people are nice to my babies, you know, I'm nice to you.
And I'm
Here's
a
your
firm
tip of the day.
believer that like everybody should work in the service industry for at least 6 months of
To
their
know
life.
how it feels.
Yeah,
It's
because like
hard.
there were times where I was I'm a good server. Like I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back, but I kind of am. But like I'm the kind of server that can walk up to your table, listen to your orders, and get it right without writing it down. Like I'm that kind of server.
Yeah.
And like there have been times where I know I was amazing. I was like the best server.
And they'll
they
give
ever
you
had.
like 10%.
Oh no,
like
I've
that.
been stiffed. Completely stiffed because once that bill gets over $100, people are less likely to tip at all.
Because they don't want it. They don't.
And
want
I'm
it to
like,
high. But if your bill is over $100, you know that going in, and if you don't want to tip on that, then don't go there. Go
right?
somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you can't afford to tip, don't go to a place where you need to tip.
Yeah. And if you
Just
don't
don't.
want to tip big, then don't go to a big fancy restaurant.
Mm-hmm. There have been times where people are absolutely amazing, like,
yeah.
but there's also times where you expect a tip because you're like, I killed that. I absolutely killed that, and it's like nothing, and you're just like, then you like spend the rest of your shift wondering
Like
what you did to
wrong.
offend that person.
Yeah.
When in reality, they're probably not actually thinking about you at all. Clearly,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they didn't tip you. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this thing keeps getting me. Okay. Anyway, I
Okay,
feel like we have
that's it.
rambled enough for
Yeah.
today.
Don't forget to caffeinate.
And hydrate.
Have a good week.
Okay, bye.